Chapter 26, A Plan. Miggery Sal sat at the homemade dressing table in her room. "Pretty princess," said Mig. "Pretty, pretty Princess Pie." Only there wasn't a princess in sight, and Pea's belongings were long gone. Mig looked straight ahead into a large wooden frame propped upon her table. She appeared to be gazing into a mirror, but it wasn't a mirror at all. "What a pretty princess," said Mig, staring at the portrait of Princess P that had hung in the hallway. "My gloves, my comb, my pretty, spritzy water, all fresh and ladylike." From a pipe in the corner, the rat watched the servant girl talk to herself. He watched her gaze at the stolen portrait of the princess, as if it were her own reflection. He watched the girl believe. From the shadows, the rat saw all of this. "My jewelry, girly hat, all sitting on my princess head," Mig said, and with that, Miggery Sal took a spoon and sliced the painting right down the center of the canvas. "Who's the pretty Princess Pumpkin Pie?" "You are," said a voice. The rat settled upon her shoulder. "Right," said Mig, not noticing the rat at all. "I am." Roscuro whispered into Mig's ear, "You are, and you should be dressed in those clothes." "Quite right, I should," she said. "And you should lounge in that bed," Roscuro suggested. "Lounging?" Mig repeated, delighted by the word. "Lounging round, yes, the whole day. And you should be wearing that crown." Mig cocked her head. "I should be wearing a frown?" "No," Roscuro said, sighing. "Not a frown, a crown." "Gore?" Mig cursed. "Can't hear me own self think." Then she did think, for a moment at least, and she realized she hadn't been listening to her own inner voice at all, but to whatever was sitting upon her shoulder. "Ah!" screamed Miggery Sal. "Shh!" said Roscuro. "Ah!" she screamed again. Roscuro put both paws to the girl's lips. "Shh!" "Who are you?" asked Mig. "I'm here to help you," said Roscuro. "By getting me caught with a real rat in me bunk?" "I don't think so," she said, and inhaled to scream again. Roscuro threw his whole rat body against her mouth. "And what if they find you with a painting of the princess?" asked Roscuro slyly. "You think that's as bad as a rat?" Mig paused. She thought as best she could, while Roscuro eased backward. "I want the same thing you do," he said. That night, Chef Andre sat alone in the spotless royal kitchen and played solitaire at his large table. Since the end of the days of soup, he had become a master at the game. Andre was about to turn a card when he heard something, a thump, from a distant corner, followed by a soft oof. Someone was in his kitchen. "Hello?" he asked. The noise stopped. He picked up his candle and walked toward the sound. The outline of a lumpy person holding a familiar object emerged from the shadows. "Ah!" screamed Andre. "Ah?" the girl asked. "Ah!" he screamed again. "Ah!" she screamed. Holding his candlestick aloft with a shaking hand, Andre approached the trespasser. The light of his candle revealed a girl gripping a butcher knife. She turned to him and smiled. "What are you doing?" Andre asked. Mick said. "I need it for a baby?" Andre looked horrified. Roscuro, tucked within the collar of Mick's shirt, leaned forward. "No," he hissed into the girl's useless ears. "Not a baby, for milady." "I mean," Mick said loudly, "for milady." The chef nodded. Mick paused before saying more. "To chop apples. She'd like some apples." Andre shrugged. Mick stared, frozen. "Now turn and leave," Roscuro instructed. "Now turn and leave," Mig told Andre. "No, no," Roscuro said with a groan. "Just turn and leave." "Oh, right, sorry," Mig said to her caller. "Sorry. Bye. I can't hear you because, see..." Miggery Sal's cheeks reddened as she turned to leave, but not before she wrapped the butcher knife in a kitchen towel and thrust it